Hi everybody, my name is Brad Zinn and welcome back to the new Variety Arts Show. A look at variety arts entertainment in the 90s. You know, variety arts can be defined as those types of entertainment acts that fall outside the mainstream of the entertainment arts like theater, opera, ballet, the symphony, that sort of thing. We're talking here about the jugglers, the mimes, the magicians, the hypnotists, the sword swallowers, and those types of acts that can't be classified under any other classification except variety arts. And variety arts is seeing a tremendous rebirth here in the 90s. More and more nightclubs and businesses and college campuses are featuring variety arts entertainment, and television networks as well, and cable networks too. So this show is designed to give you a chance to meet some of those variety arts entertainers when they're not necessarily performing, to give you a chance to get to know them as people, what they do, how they do it, why they do it, how they got started, and hopefully you'll have a better appreciation of variety arts the next time you get to see a variety arts performer in person and live. So that's what our show's about. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we've got an exciting show for you today. We're going to do some juggling today. The only juggling I've ever done was for Evan Meekum's books, but that leads me to introduce our musical director, a juggler of the keyboard himself, Mr. Bill Swayze. Hi, Bill. Thanks for being here again today.
Hi, Brad. How are you?
I still can't get over the music that you composed for us, the Variety Arts theme.
It's original for the Variety Arts. That's
there you go. And you still got your day job, is that right?
Oh, yes, that's right. I have an ASU dance department.
ASU dance department. What do you do there? You don't dance, do you?
I accompany the dance classes.
Oh, you're the accompanist. Yeah, okay. Right. Well, I understand that. They got to have something to dance to.
Yeah.
So, well, very good. Have you ever done any juggling, Bill?
Only my books as well. That's right.
Okay. Well, folks, we want to introduce you now to our first guest. Or our guest for this show, I should say, actually. He is the amazing Arni. And Arni, thanks for being here.
Brad, nice to be here.
How long have you been juggling?
I've been juggling since about 1980.
1980, so that was really when comedy clubs were first getting started.
Comedy clubs, and I kind of grew up doing some of the comedy club circuit. I actually started juggling, when I was in high school. I was into magic, as you probably were.
Okay.
And then I had a roommate that I met in college. This was back in Nebraska.
And is that where you're from originally?
I'm from Nebraska, yeah.
Oh, okay. You and Johnny Carson.
Yeah,
so
see, all these famous people.
Well, Jay Leno already got the job, so.
All right.
So you met a roommate in college.
And he juggled. Somewhat. So we decided we were going to enter this college talent show. All right. Okay. I was going to do magic, and he was going to juggle. And we were going to try and combine them and do this.
Now, don't tell me you took up juggling and he became David Copperfield.
Well, close, yeah, close. That's exactly right. That's exactly what happened. We're like, 4 months out is this show that we got to get ready for. So, in the meantime, I get interested in juggling, and he starts teaching me, and that was a whole new game to me. And so I started practicing all this juggling. In the meantime, I teach him a few magic tricks, and he decides he likes that better. And by the time the show gets here, I juggle, he does magic, and we win first place. And we were like, wow.
As a team.
Right, yeah.
Oh, that's neat. So, and you've been juggling ever since then?
So then I looked up some of the other professional jugglers. This was in Lincoln, Nebraska at the time.
Are there a lot of professional jugglers?
Well, there was two.
Not hard to find then.
Jack and Pete, but we used to get together then on a regular basis, weekly, work out, practice, share ideas, share tricks. There was probably about a 3-year period there then, 80, 81, 82, 83, where I was really practicing aggressively.
And how many hours a day would you practice?
Boy, I probably at that time, which was the most I was practicing, I was probably doing, and it wasn't a lot, but maybe a good 2-3 hours a day, which of just juggling is a pretty long time.
It's very intense concentration.
Exactly.
Because you got to have a lot of eye-hand coordination.
Exactly.
Now, are some people better at this? I mean, in terms of being able to pick up that faster? Are there some people that just flat can never juggle?
No.
Okay.
I would say, I would disagree with that one. Everybody can juggle. It may be to some people, one ball is the only level of juggling that they're probably going to reach, but it's still juggling. But Yes, to answer your question, obviously there are some naturals. And I'm going to use Anthony Gatto.
I was just thinking, it's funny because last week we had Lee Earl here talking about intuitive stuff, and I was just thinking about Anthony Gatto. For the people that at home, Anthony Gatto is what? He's 16 now?
Anthony Gatto
16,
now
17?
is probably 16, 17.
And he's working in Melinda's magic show up
Exactly.
in Las Vegas.
In
I
Vegas.
just was up there a couple of months ago, and I had seen him 3 years earlier in her show.
Okay.
And he is phenomenal. This kid, he must have started in diapers. He must have been juggling his squeaky toys.
He was.
Or
He used to work. His father ran, I think it was like a tobacco shop or something.
Yeah, his father is Italian, I believe.
Nick Gatto.
Nick Gatto, and speaks very little broken English, but his
Grew up
son
in the
is,
circus and
Yeah.
the trapeze and all that whole bit.
Yeah, yeah. Anthony Gatto is phenomenal.
Oh,
So
Anthony Gatto, when he was like 5 years old, was like taking 7 balls and
Incredible.
just
Yeah,
doing
he's a
amazing, and
fabulous
still
actor.
doing amazing things.
And I think people probably don't know that jugglers have conventions where they get together and have competitions and they share ideas and they teach each other and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
have you been to
there's-
some of those?
Yes, I have. There's a couple different levels of conventions, you might say. There's kind of the what they call the regional conventions throughout the Midwest. California has one. There's one in Lodi, California, every year. But then there's also
As opposed to lowball California.
that's right. Well, that's good. I like that.
Well, I'm paid to do something.
Okay,
here, so.
all right, that's good. That's good. There is a national, I should say, an international juggling convention. It is always the 3rd weekend in July. There is an IJA, which is the International Jugglers Association, that has members from throughout the entire world.
Now, do you have to be a professional to join these organizations, or
Absolutely not.
so
You have to join.
Well, yeah, but they have amateurs as well as
Oh, you
semi-professionals
bet.
and
Sure.
professionals. Yeah.
And a large part of it, and it's probably mainly made up of amateurs.
Weekend jugglers.
Weekend jugglers, people who just enjoy juggling, either as a hobby, a sideliner, or who just enjoy watching people juggle.
Juggling fans.
Juggling fans. So you get this big congregation of all these jugglers, which tend to be, for the most part, somewhat strange individuals. But you have these coming together. The last one was in St. Louis this past July. And you also get some of, obviously, the very best jugglers in the world there. So Sergei Ignatov from the Soviet Union was the featured juggler this past in St. Louis, July.
Isn't that great? I mean, the walls are coming down now.
Yeah.
We can actually, the people in the Soviet Union love to come over here and see what we're doing, but we have no idea what is going on over there.
Right.
And there's a lot of variety arts over
Oh,
there because
yes,
it's
tremendous.
a form of self-expression.
Right.
And we're just now, I think, seeing in magic and now from juggling and music, we're seeing a lot of exchange here. I think it's going to be exciting in the 90s.
There's
for
a lot,
variety
sure,
arts. Yeah.
it is.
And so what is his style different then? Could you see a difference in the performance technique?
Yeah, somewhat. He is, as a lot of the Soviet performers are, very technically
Precise.
oriented. Yeah, very precise. I mean, he does these 11 rings. If you've ever seen anybody officially juggle 11 rings, it's like...
That's like a Guinness
Wow.
record, yeah.
Yeah, it is. He does.
Yeah.
He holds many of the Guinness records. He and Anthony Gatto, I think, hold them all. But you see, in the United States, you would see more of what we might call a vaudeville act, where somebody coming out, not doing 11 rings, maybe only doing 3 or 4, but it's a whole little routine, you know, a top hat maybe, or comedy. Certainly comedy is a big part of the stuff I do is comedy also. But, and the Soviets and Ignatov tend to be much more technically centered. I mean, doing amazing things, this guy's...
And there's not 4,000 comedy clubs in the Soviet
Well,
Union
that
to
could be
work
too.
you know, like there is in North America.
Sure.
So primarily they work circuses over there.
Exactly.
And you know, to stand out in a circus,
Exactly.
you have to do stuff like that. You know,
And a lot of
play
it
big.
too is they know when they start working on this that basically that is going to be their job. They're going to travel and they're going to juggle in circuses.
And possibly defect later on down the road, but we hope not.
Okay, right.
Much. So we've talked about. I want to ask you. You know, every variety arts performer has a memory of what's probably their favorite show, their best show, when they really felt like everything was just fantastic, and then there's the other end of the spectrum, the worst possible, the nightmare show where the audience or something technically went wrong and it was just a disaster. Do you have a best and a worst memory that you can pull out of the top of your head?
Well, best and the worst. The best was going. I'm not sure. There's been a lot of good ones. I'm not sure if I had a
not to
specific
infer
good
that
one,
there hasn't, but
sure.
usually there's one that stands out.
So I'd like going back to the talent show we did. Part of it was, the magic was producing eggs out of a handkerchief, okay? Producing 3 eggs. And then they were handed to me, and I proceeded to juggle them. Obviously, they were hard-boiled because we were taking no chances. However, I didn't find out till afterwards that somebody had indeed switched the eggs prior to us going on stage, and they were indeed real eggs.
Uncooked.
Uncooked. So, like, had I dropped one, it was going to be a really good joke.
And the yolk would have been on you.
The yolk would have been on me. So,
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
I made it through that one, so that was
If
good.
you'd have known, it would probably have freaked you out.
Yeah, I would have
not
gone,
knowing, you just
I can't do this, and now I will drop one. And at the time, I was not nearly the polished juggler that I have become.
How has juggling allowed you the opportunity to express yourself? You know, some people write novels, some people, like Bill, write music, other people want to act. Tell me what juggling does for you as a human being, allowing you to make contact with other people and express yourself.
Juggling does a couple things. Juggling, number one, just by myself in practicing or whatever, can be a real stress breaker, real tension reliever. You have a busy day, you have a crazy day, whatever, you're kind of stressed out, you just want to clear your head for a while. You go home, I pick up some balls or clubs, kind of go off in my own little space and juggle. And I can go into my own little world there just for a few minutes, and therefore it's
well, that takes every bit of concentration.
Concentration, but once you can juggle, it is a very relaxing, can be a very relaxing thing.
For those of you that may have just joined us, we want to reintroduce the amazing Arni, who's our guest today on the New Variety Arts Show. And Arni is a professional juggler, originally from Nebraska. How long have you been here in the Valley area?
Been in the Valley for 3 years now.
And you have a day job too. I mean, this is not all you do, but but you'd like to maybe change that someday. Huh?
Ideally, oh yeah, it'd be super. If I could juggle for a living, it'd be great.
Well, we hope that this show will help enlighten people to become more aware of variety arts entertainment and think more about that when they're planning entertainment for their next function. So hopefully there'll be more work for all of us here in the Valley area. We have some performance tape that we brought along today. We can't juggle fire in the studio, but we want to set this up. It's a show that you and I did together in May, and it was a fundraiser for the Phoenix Breakfast Civitan Club. I'm happy to report that we raised a lot of money for them. It was very successful, and they send a lot of handicapped children to summer camp. And you were nice enough to be on the show, and this is a little tape of you juggling fire, I think. And so if you want to watch the monitors, we'll take a look at the tape and see what it is that Arni does best. Here we go.
And the part you've all been waiting for, the end. We'll attempt to juggle for you these 3 fire torches. Ooh, ah. I know. You're going to see some magic coming up in a bit. Actually, a lot of people think that this is magic, that this fire is not real, it's a mere illusion. So to prove to you that it's not, I'd like to set the orchestra on fire. Actually, they're not supposed to burn quite this high. Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you Juggler on Fire. haven't recovered from the last time I tried this. Here we go.
Anybody for bowling? I don't know what these are. Arnie, you had a couple of juggling clubs, not these kind, but juggling associations that meet around here that we wanted to talk about. If people are interested in learning to juggle or they want to come out and watch.
There are a couple local clubs that meet, juggling clubs weekly, and it's for anybody if you've ever wanted to learn how to juggle. You can go here, people. I'd be happy to teach you. There will be other jugglers there that will teach you.
Jugglers are a very sharing group. I know this.
Yes.
Yeah, they will share and will help.
If you see a trick, you want to learn how to do it, we'd be happy to help you, give you tips, advice, how to practice. You're already there.
See, I need a lot of help here.
One of the, I do want to get these in Phoenix. There is a group called the Aerial Mirage Jugglers.
Ooh.
And they meet Wednesdays from 7 to 10 p.m. at Encanto Park.
Oh, okay.
And if they would like, you can call me. I don't know if they're going to put up the phone number. There is a phone number there you can call. And I can give you who you need to contact or where to go to juggle. There's also, ASU has a club called the Devil's Juggling Club.
Ooh.
Ooh. We do not juggle devils, though. We juggle balls and clubs.
Okay.
That meets Friday afternoons at 3 p.m. at the ASU Cowden Family Resources Building.
Okay, well, great.
So those are a couple.
Call Arnie if you want more information. Very good. Now, what are we gonna learn here? Now, these are what? These are eggs, right? No.
These are real eggs. Real eggs.
Those are like a hard rubber.
These are actually. These are a ball designed specifically for juggling. These happen to be made out of silicone. They will never get dirty.
Is that the kind that Michael Motion uses? Is that?
Yeah, probably
bounce,
good.
Kind of stuff?
Yeah. Michael Motion does
incredible
use
stuff.
some of those.
Someday, I hope to have him here on the show.
Yes.
Anyway, let's see you do something.
I thought what we'll do is just kind of do a little demonstration of juggling, and if I can get Mr. Music to give us some music
anytime
here.
you can start would be a good idea.
Okay, we'll do it.
Here we go.
Okay.
All right.
It's pretty good so far.
It's terrific. I love it. Now,
there's just lots of different patterns you can do.
we're doing the best we can here to follow this with the cameras. Oh, under the chin. Yeah. Let's have you back up just a little bit here. There we go. You got plenty of room. There you go. Go for it.
Some more?
Yeah. There are a lot of variations in pattern that you can do with just even three balls. Yeah.
It's infinite, actually. Here's a tough one. This is a hard one. Extremely difficult.
Come on, give me a break, Arnie. Ooh. Now this takes a lot of time to learn how to do all this.
Takes a little practice, yeah.
Hey, very good. Yay!
Thank you.
Now you mentioned the Devil Club or whatever it is. There is juggling is not just balls, clubs, rings, fire, things like that. There are other weird things to juggle. Is that right? And this is something. Where does this come from? Does this come from Spain or Mexico or
China?
From China. Okay.
This is a Chinese devil stick.
Chinese devil stick.
What this is,
Yeah.
and it was developed in ancient China.
All right. Well, let's see what that does there.
When properly manipulated, it would seemingly defy the laws of gravity. It is supposed to have characteristics of like the gyroscope. So it would stay balanced.
It's wider on the ends, narrower in the
it's
center.
tapered to the center.
I see. It had to come from China because you use chopsticks to juggle with. Okay. Okay.
I call this my pet stick. It does great tricks like roll over. See? It's so good. A double, you want to see a double? Here we go. It's a helicopter.
It's for our friends out at McDonnell Douglas.
Try one hand here. Here we go.
Ooh! All right. Yes! All right. Very good.
You are right, though. There are many different. It's not just balls and rings and
What's
clubs.
the most unusual thing that you juggle?
Probably a routine I do with a ping pong ball, a softball, and a 14-pound bowling ball.
Now that's got to be tough, right? Because
because they're all different colors.
oh. Okay, let's see here. This is now. Did this start with bowling pins? I mean, is that where somebody got the idea for this? Or
they call them Indian clubs. If you ever saw some of the old juggling clubs, they're actually called
this
Indian
one's
clubs.
Pocahontas. Yeah, this one's Geronimo.
They were actually wooden, solid clubs weighing like 6-7 pounds.
6 or 7 pounds.
Right. You know, macho juggling.
These are hard plastic. That hurts.
These are.
You ever miss with these?
Yeah.
It's got to be painful.
Like a collarbone. Oh, sorry, I slammed my mic here.
All right. Well, show us something with the gloves there.
Here we go. Oh, these are the pens.
The pins, I think.
Pens, clubs, pens, same thing.
Very flashy looking.
Whoa.
Oh! Oops! Now that we'll edit that out later. Yeah, sure we will. Yeah. Okay.
More?
Oh yeah, keep going. Yeah.
Try a new one I'm working on. This is a reverse cascade.
Wow. That's got to be tough.
Versus a regular cascade. And a flourish.
They have all of. You have your own nomenclature in juggling, your own various terms that you use.
Exactly.
A cascade. Why don't you get the balls out again, and maybe we can. The color balls look neat there. Would show up a little different. Now, can I try this?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, what are these made out of?
These are bean bags. They're just stuffed with plastic.
They don't bounce
too well.
They don't bounce like the other ones
They don't bounce too well.
All right. Now let's see. So now the most important thing here is to get the pattern down. Is that right?
Go. Exactly.
Okay, so I'm going to try this. See if I can do it here. Is that kind of the way? Right
we haven't practiced.
Arni,
we really haven't
Arni
practiced
has been working with me.
There it is. All right.
And there's a couple of different patterns there. Now, in team juggling, where there's more than one person juggling, can you do a take? I think they call it a takeaway.
A takeaway. If you keep juggling.
If I can, I will.
I can walk up and take them this way.
Hey,
now I'm juggling.
We're a team. All right.
Da, da, da. You know what we might want to do is
How
give
much time we got left?
a real
Keep going.
quick.
Keep going.
For people that have never juggled before, I'm going to slow it way down.
Okay.
And show that I have 2 balls in one hand, 1 ball in the other hand.
Okay.
I'm going to start with a hand that has 2 balls.
Okay.
I'm going to throw one up, and as it drops is when I'm going to throw the second one.
Okay.
There's really only going to be 1 ball in the air at any given time.
At any one time.
So if I were to slow it way down, toss, 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 I'm always throwing underneath the ball that's falling. And I'm making an X pattern about forehead level in front of my face. This is what they call the 3-ball cascade, or the basic cascade, and this would be the pattern to learn how to juggle. Unlike most people who want to do this pattern
now, what is
when
that
they learn
called?
how to juggle.
Now, what is that called when you?
That's called a shower.
That's called a shower.
It's called a shower.
I had one of those last week.
Thank you.
Okay.
You know what else is a nice twist?
Yeah. What's that?
You be the right hand. Stand next to me. No.
I'm
the left hand.
Oh, okay.
You start. This is called team juggling.
Oh,
this is the juggling
we have
pattern.
not practiced this at all, but we're gonna.
Is that good or what? All right.
Hey, we're an act.
Hey,
we're an act, folks. How about that?
Okay.
That's good. Do you do 4? Do you do 4?
Sure.
4 balls or 5 balls? Whatever. We're building now to a big finish.
5
folks.
is a nice pattern, and I'm going to throw in kind of an extra ball here.
Now, I was told that the way to learn to do 3 balls and then 4 balls and 5 balls, you actually have to learn 3 first, then 5. Is that right? Because the patterns are similar.
Yeah,
right?
with odd numbers of objects, 3, 5, 7, you are basically doing a crossing pattern in front of you.
Okay.
With even numbers, 2, 4, 6, the objects essentially remain outside in each hand. You just, if I do 4, I do 2 in each hand.
Ah, okay. Well, why don't you do 5 for us and take us out, Arnie, with
I'm going to do 5.
Finish.
There's 4 white balls and 1 pink ball.
That's so you can keep track of the pattern.
If you focus on that pink ball, it will give you the pattern that all the other balls are following.
Okay.
But it's kind of neat. And
All
hopefully
right.
it would look like
Go
this.
right ahead. We want to thank Arnie for being our guest today on the New Variety Arts Show. We want to remind you to tune in again very soon when we'll have another edition of the New Variety Arts Show. We're going to meet a lot of exciting guests like Arnie, and next time we hope to have a hypnotist. We got a lot of exciting things planned. So come back and join us again, won't you, on the New Variety Arts Show. And remember, folks, be sure and support Variety Arts Entertainment in your community. Thanks for being with us. How long can you keep